Imagine someone hands you a guaranteed ticket to a better life, more happiness, better health, a completely fresh start. You know taking it would improve your future. So why does a massive part of you want to stay exactly where you are? We do this all the time. We stay in miserable jobs, hold on to toxic relationships, and aggressively hit Remind Me Tomorrow on a minor software update for 6 months straight. And then comes the guilt. We blame ourselves, internalizing this resistance as a lack of motivation. We tell ourselves we're just lazy, or worse, that we're cowards. But evolutionary biology tells a completely different story. This resistance is not a personality flaw. You are actively fighting against millions of years of deeply ingrained evolutionary programming. The fear of change is actually a highly successful survival glitch. Your brain is working perfectly. It is simply protecting you from a world that no longer exists. 200,000 years ago, on the Pleistocene Savannah, the unknown almost always meant injury or death. Our ancestors couldn't afford unnecessary risks. Behavioral scientists call this error management theory. When an early human heard the grass rustling, they had two choices: assume it was just the wind, or assume it was a deadly predator. The costs of those two guesses were vastly unequal. If you assume it's the wind and you're wrong, you die immediately. If you assume it's a predator and you're wrong, you just experience a temporary adrenaline surge. Evolution naturally rewarded the overly cautious. The optimists who wanted to explore the unknown got eaten. We are the genetic descendants of the perpetually terrified. That ancient threat detection machinery still runs in the background of our minds today. Psychologists call the modern version of this programming loss aversion. This scale illustrates exactly how loss aversion warps our decision-making. The psychological pain we feel from losing something we already have is mathematically twice as powerful as the joy we get from gaining something of the exact same value. Our brains are mathematically rigged to protect the status quo over chasing new opportunities. In our ancestral past, protecting what you already had kept you breathing. To maintain that safety today, your brain operates as a highly efficient predictive engine. To save energy, it constantly predicts what is going to happen next based on familiar routines. When change disrupts your routine, expected top-down models collide with unexpected sensory data. This generates a massive prediction error that heads straight for the amygdala. Your brain's alarm system panics and suppresses your prefrontal cortex, dropping your reasoning capacity by 30% and triggering fight or flight. And if you do manage to fight through that panic and try a new behavior, you have to bypass the lateral habenula. This is the brain's fear of failure center, and it activates the second you make a mistake. When you stumble, the lateral habenula punishes you biologically. It steps in and suppresses the release of dopamine, your primary reward chemical. That sudden dopamine drop kills your motivation. It makes you want to quit trying and regress back to your old automated habits where everything is safe and predictable. Your brain isn't trying to make you miserable. It is executing a highly coordinated chemical lockdown to force you back into a routine it knows you can survive. We no longer live on the deadly savannah, but we are navigating modern inconveniences using savannah hardware. Here on the left, an early human faces a physical threat. On the right, an office worker faces an unexpected corporate merger. Changing careers or restructuring a department won't get you eaten by a tiger, but your amygdala reacts exactly as if it will. You cannot simply turn off millions of years of biology. But once you understand the machinery, you can learn to outsmart it. You do this through micro steps, breaking massive, terrifying changes down into tiny, predictable actions, appeases the brain's craving for certainty. It keeps the amygdala calm. This dashboard represents the SCARF model: status, certainty, autonomy, relatedness, and fairness. These are the 5 social domains your brain constantly scans for threats. You can use this to diagnose exactly why you are resisting a specific change. Addressing just one of these hidden triggers, like finding a way to regain a small sense of autonomy during a forced transition, can tip your cognitive scales away from fear and back toward action. You have to reframe your internal monologue. Stop asking yourself, "Why am I afraid?" Start asking, "What future is my ancient brain trying to protect me from?" Every fear has an origin, and every instinct once kept someone alive. But sometimes the safest path is the one you've never walked before. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe and let me know down in the comments. What is one change you've been avoiding, and what is your ancient brain trying to protect you from?